Welcome to Student Connections, where students connect with their community.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections on M6. I'm Larissa M, and today we'll be interviewing Mr. Quentin Bishop, who is Director of Business Attraction at the EDA. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Larissa.
So what exactly do you do at your job?
Well, as the Director of Business Attraction for the Economic Development Alliance of St. Clair County, my primary focus is to attract businesses, bring them in St. Clair County, and by any means necessary, show them what a wonderful place we live in, quality of life. We show them how we have great transportation and how it can excel their business by using the waterfront or using the land that we have. And more importantly is to start building this county as to be a mainstay so people want to not only live here, but grow families here and then ultimately stay here.
So how did you start this job?
It's actually a funny story. I'm not an economic developer by trade. I was actually trained in education, and believe it or not, for 10 years I was a high school principal. And so as a principal, I dealt with people all the time. And so as I deal with people, you had to learn a lot about them, but you had to learn more about like what makes a school run well. Well, it's the same principles of what makes a city grow well and what makes a county grow well. So I just applied those principles into a new passion of mine, which is to grow communities. And here I am. This is what I do now.
How long have you been doing it?
A very short time. So I'm only 33 years old. And so for the first 10 years, I was in education. A lot of that time was in administration, like I said. And so for just less than 6 months or so, I've been in economic development.
Sounds very interesting. What's your favorite part about this job?
My favorite part about this job is actually working with people and growing a community from the ground up. And so wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, there's always a million things happening behind the scenes. And when it comes to community development, economic development, there's so many projects and there's so many different investments happening and there's people doing really amazing things. And from my point of view now as an economic developer, I get to work hand in hand with those people, especially business owners and community leaders. It's a ton of fun, actually.
So is there a challenge you face a lot?
Oh my goodness. Put it this way. Let's say, for example, you needed to buy something that was, I'm trying to think in terms of like a high school student, $1,000. You want to buy a new car, right? And you need $5,000 to buy that car. So you'd have to come up with a plan, right? How are you going to earn $5,000? What are the different things you're going to do? And then how are you going to save that money when something else comes along that you really want in the meantime, but you should be saving for that thing? Now, take it from a business owner's point of view, and that business owner who might be investing $500 million. And what kind of planning does that take, right? So if you can think of all the things that you need to do to earn a car, think about a business owner who is going to build a factory and put hundreds of people to work and carve out a chunk of land that will forever be different because he's going to put a factory and roads and pipes under the ground and power lines above. All these really cool, intricate projects and construction things have to happen. So there's always a neat challenge and problem to solve.
So how long do you plan to stay in this business?
As long as they'll have me. This is really exciting work, and something new that we're going to be doing and thinking about is how do we target talent? So you're an incredible talent. You came to the office, you ran a bunch of B-roll for us, and I was watching you and your team operate, and I realized that you're the type of student who will then be a professional, who will then probably go on to do something amazing, but I want that amazing talent, I want it to be close. Because once it's close, that means our factory owners have better talent to work with, we have better community members, we have more professionals in the area. That's really important for my role. So I love the fact when I see really good talent, real natural talent, I like to somehow, some way convince them that what we have going on here, there's a lot of things coming up in projects that'll be really interesting and probably, looking down the road 5 or 10 years from now, a reason to be here. Not all high schoolers want to be, where they grew up. They want to go out and see things, and that's great. Go do that. Go see the world, travel the world, but come home when you're ready. That's the idea.
What type of education did you have to prepare for this job?
That's an interesting question. I have a master's degree from the University of Georgia, but like I said, it's specialized in educational administration and policy because I was a principal. So, but for a job in economic development, I would suggest anybody that's interested in business, political science or government, anybody that's interested in city planning. Those are all great careers. Real estate is another career. Actually, you don't need a college degree for, but realtors make great economic developers. And as a matter of fact, my supervisor, Dan Casey, the CEO of the EDA, he actually has a degree in telecommunications. And now he's running an organization that does hundreds of millions of dollars worth of deals every single year. And he started out just where you are at Michigan State.
Do you have any other locations where your business is?
No, but we do serve the entire county. So we have one office, it's in downtown Port Huron, but we service communities everywhere from Marysville, Algonac, Marine City, St. Clair. If there's a city or community in St. Clair County, we serve them.
Have you had a job that is related to what you're doing now?
Yes, yeah, and I'll tell you a quick story. So as a principal, after I was a principal, I was asked to start building schools. And so when I started building schools, I started doing it, I was really young when I was doing it, but we built 28 different schools. And we had 28 separate contracts with superintendents, and we recruited hundreds and hundreds of students. And the one piece about my job that I just love, and which actually mimics what I'm doing now for the EDA, is that we built businesses. So with students, I would, instead of going to, say, like gym class, right, or art class, or even a communications class, their class was to run a business and to make money. And I wanted students to learn how to make money. I wanted them to learn how to run their business. So we would do everything from have a student with a great idea. Okay, let's write a business plan. Let's figure out who our target market is. Let's figure out what are some of the challenges. Well, let's figure out who else is in your space for competition, right? And then let's go kill it. Let's go kill it. Let's get out there. Let's make a sale. Let's make it happen. Let's grow your business. But I was focusing in on between 14 and 18-year-olds because I thought I personally think those are the best entrepreneurs that we have. And I think that that's some of the greatest talent that's coming up. And anybody who has a real passion and a good idea between 14 and 18, I wanted to know that person so I could build businesses with them. So just the same way, I'm just doing it now for the county, but it's just on a bigger scale. But same skill set, same type of information I need.
Since you're going all over St. Clair County, do you have to travel and move around a lot?
Yes, I do. I drive a big pickup truck, so it's not great on gas, but I'll drive everywhere from Algonac, Marine City, all the way down to 26 Mile Road, Chesterfield, as all the way over to K-Pac or, to Yale. But I also drive to Detroit for meetings. I'll also drive to Macomb County. I'll also drive to Central Michigan University, places like that, because here's the deal about economic development and what I do. If you just wait for things to come to you, you're going to wait a very, very long time. And it applies to school. It applies to running a business. If you just wait and hold back and think that, the customer's going to come or that project's just going to materialize in front of you, you're just going to be spending a lot of time doing nothing. You actually have to go engage people. And so if I want a business to locate in St. Clair County, I have to go to them and I have to prove to them that St. Clair County is where they want to be. Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about your job with our M6 viewers?
I would love to share this. We're going to continue an initiative to bring talent and workforce development as a top priority. And so I would like any student, any parent, any business owner, especially people in education, in high school or in college, if they hear the message, to understand that investing into young people's career pathways, investing into young people's interest, and really listening to what they're saying, right? They will be amazed in finding out where some of their students' ideas really want to go, and they're huge. They're huge ideas, big ideas. bigger than we can even imagine. But to listen to those things, and then we start building programs and start building opportunities for those students to actually bring that dream to life. So we want to include diversity training and inclusion training. We want to include more workforce development. Also, creating opportunities for talent and talented students to get their ideas out there, and then we surround them with the appropriate resources. So that's really key, and that's coming down the pipeline.
Thank you for sharing all your information with us and joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
And thank you for joining us and watching M6, your hometown station.